Yes, it all started out as a mild curiosity in the junkyard.
There are some corners of the universe which have read the most terrible things.
Go away.
Always remembering, of course, not to reverse the polarity of the neutron.
Change, my dear. And it seems on a moment too soon.
Decision.
Don't worry, it's bigger on the inside.
Doctor Who.
Excuse me, do you mind not farting while I'm staying in the wood?
I always read the instructions.
Kidneys! How can you kidneys? Would you like a jelly baby?
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Welcome to another episode, or episode 202 of Doctor Who Time and Space, with me, Lewis Mean,
And me, Dr. Cool.
your usual hosts, here once again for your usual Saturday serving of nonsense and fun, talking about the last 7 days in the Doctor Who universe, for us, for you, the fandom, and also doing some other things.
So, what do we have on this week's show?
Well, we will be continuing our 6-episode challenge by looking at our worst 6 episodes from the new era.
Okay. We'll also be giving our thoughts on the Matt Smith two-parter. Try and make sure I get the name right of this properly. The Rebel Flesh stroke the Almost People.
Yes.
That's slash the Almost People, not... There's no stroking going on.
We talk a lot of news. We have a breakdown of the new leaked Series 10 trailer, and we have a talk about the return of an old friend.
And we also will be pressing the magic randomizer to see which episode we'll be watching next week.
So it sounds like a pretty good show.
As always.
Yeah, so enjoy the next hour and, enjoy. Okay, we usually start off the show then with a little talk about what we've been doing.
Okay. In true doctical fashion, mine has been fairly limited.
Yeah.
You've probably done more than me. Shall I do
Yeah.
mine first because it's
Yes.
so limited? And we tend to just have a bit of a general chat about not just Doctor Who stuff, but geekdom more generally.
And usually I've not done much non-Doctor Who related.
And I've usually not done anything Doctor Who related other than what we've watched together.
Or non-Doctor Who.
Yeah.
No.
So, in terms of what I've been doing, but yet again, I haven't really watched that much at all this week. I did, however, continue watching The Walking Dead new season.
Yeah.
Good episode.
Yes.
Cracking stuff going on with zombies being ripped in two and they get
Yes,
lifted out of
yes.
smashed cars and things. So, what I've noticed actually, incidentally, and I won't go into it for a long time because we're not a Walking Dead
Walking
podcast.
Dead time and space.
But I've noticed that they seem to have really reduced the amount of gore. I don't know whether it's because there were so many complaints about the whole Negan bashing brains out thing, but it does seem that they don't show the gore quite as often as they were.
No.
Whether that's good or bad depends on whether you like gore or not.
Do you think it's good or bad?
I like a little bit of gore occasionally. But you have got to be careful with it.
Yeah.
What about yourself then? What have you been up to?
Not really much geeky related, but Doctor Who wise, I started a new audio.
Okay.
Which was The Girl Who Never Was. It's a Paul McGann one.
Yep.
I love his voice. It's so relaxing, isn't it?
It is very relaxing.
I've really got into my audios over the last year or so. I've really been enjoying them. And, I've collected quite a few of the main range titles.
Yeah.
It's really good, Big Finish, so please hop in if you haven't listened to them. I have listened to some great ones. And it's whatever one you fancy. There's loads on the Big Finish website. Sometimes they have deals on. Sometimes they have seasonal ones. Sometimes they have ones for whatever your mood is.
What's the villain in the one you're on at the moment?
It's the Cybermen, but I don't think they're a big part in it.
Okay.
I think it's Charlotte Pollard's final story with the Eighth Doctor, so it's mainly based around characters, but the Cybermen are in it. Yeah, but it was quite interesting. But I'm looking forward to see where the story goes in the next 3 parts.
So you've watched one, but it's a 4-parter, is
Yes.
it? And you've watched 1 part.
All of them are 4 parts in the main range.
So you're going to keep this going, are you? Because you've been trying to get like 1 a month, haven't you?
Yeah.
There or thereabouts.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite good. Particularly in a gap year like we've had.
Yes.
So at least you've had some new Who stories.
Yes, that is good. Ones that I've never seen or listened to before. I also got some new deliveries actually this week. Alongside Dawn, which we'll talk about later on. I got a few Doctor Who DVDs.
Okay.
One of these was Robot.
Yeah.
Which is the first Tom Baker story. And I also got the box set, which was Dalek. I can't remember what the box set's titled, but it has Frontier in Space and the Planet of the Daleks inside it.
It surprised me because when you were telling me that the other day, you didn't have either of those.
No, I don't.
You know, I think you'd seen them before.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
You didn't actually own them.
No.
So yeah, that surprised me because when I've been trying to think of presents to buy you, that one's never cropped up.
Neither did I.
So.
Frontier in Space is the best one, I think.
Yeah.
I buy them mainly now for the randomizer, but also to watch in my spare time, you know. But I don't really get much chance to watch Doctor Who, but I'll try and get some time to watch a few classics. But I'm mainly saving them up so it's possible for us to watch them on the randomizer.
Yeah, which sooner or later they'll come up, won't they?
Yes.
Who knows? Maybe they'll come up on the randomizer later.
Yes, massive Amazon order there. 3 DVDs. Looking forward to viewing them again.
Any other sort of Who-related activities?
I don't think so. No, not of my memory.
So I did find actually. I went up to London earlier in the week, and when I was in Camden, there was a Dalek in one of the stalls.
Really? Yeah.
I also found that there was quite a few figures, but when I was having a look to see if there was any of the figures that you didn't have, but you had pretty much all of them. There was a handful that you didn't have, really, really expensive ones.
Were they obscure ones?
Yeah. I can't think which ones now. I'll tell you what I did find though. Again, it was relatively expensive. There was a Mal figure.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had them.
From the old range.
Yeah.
I've got what you call them now.
Oh, Darrap, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Mal one from the Darrap range.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot about those.
Which would have been great because you could have bought it, and from the figure adventures perspective, you could have included her as a companion and had loads of horrible things happening. So
yeah, kill her off. Yay! Actually, I would like to do a story where we find out how she came into it.
Yeah.
I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Because we don't know.
She just appears, does she?
Yeah, we know in Big Finish, I believe. I believe they did a story which told us.
Okay, that's old, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. It's very weird.
Okay. Does that wrap up our what we've been doing this week?
Yes.
Section and get us ready for the news?
Yes, it does.
And it's big news.
There's some big news, very big. So then, we've got some exciting news coming up.
Have we?
What do you mean? Oh yeah.
Do we know about this?
Yes, we do. We're one of the lucky people to know about this. I'm going to give you a spoiler warning in a second, but at the moment, we are 5 weeks away from Doctor Who, so that's 35 days or under for listeners, which is brilliant.
Yep.
We've got a few bits of Series 10 news. We've got some very exciting news which we learned earlier in the week about the series finale. But first, we're going to talk about a Leap trailer.
Ooh.
Now, it might have come out properly by the time we're talking.
Yeah.
But it hasn't by the time we're recording at this exact precise moment.
Yeah.
It probably just has done. But we have a spoiler warning now to give to you. If you haven't watched the trailer for Series 10, the leaked trailer, and you don't want to watch it, or you don't want to hear about it, or don't want to know anything about it until it's actually released, if it isn't, then turn off and go a little bit forward to probably like 10 minutes.
10 minutes, I reckon, yeah.
Okay, so Series 10 trailer.
Yeah.
We've had 3 of these now.
Yeah.
We had the trailer at Return of Dr. Mysterio, where we had a full, an actual trailer. The first one, our first proper look into the series.
Yeah.
Then we had a Time for Heroes trailer 2 weeks ago, which was like a teaser.
That one very much focused around Bill, didn't it?
Yes.
Bill talking.
And now we have the final trailer, or as we can presume, the full trailer, we're going to call it, with clips from all the stories in Series 10.
Yep.
Which is very good. So first we're going to share our thoughts, then we're going to talk about some of the things that happened in it, then we're going to share final thoughts.
I wonder if Doctor Who, I was talking about that, the convention thing earlier on, Southwest by Southwest, or whatever it's called. Has Doctor Who got a presence there, do you know? Because that might be...
Is it a big
Yeah.
convention?
Yeah, just trying to remember. Gaming... Oh, it's a gaming convention.
Is it?
Gaming convention and festival. There's a thing. I wonder why... March 16th to 18th. I wonder why... Because Game of Thrones are definitely going to be involved at that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know when the trailer will actually be released. It will probably be released very soon. It might have already been released.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Pretty cool.
It's really exciting. It's very action-packed.
It's very
definitely.
epic. Yeah.
Very action-packed. I really liked it.
Very fast-moving.
Yeah, lots going on in it.
Yeah, there
which made it challenging for us when we were trying to do a breakdown. To
Yeah,
see, okay,
and we'll run down
do
that in a minute.
But yeah, I'm still. I still have concerns about Bill. I'll be honest with you.
Me too.
Just because I've got a horrible feeling it's going to be like the bits that I hate about the Catherine.
Donna.
Yeah, the Donna character.
How did you forget about Donna?
I tried to erase her out of my brain.
Oh yeah. Would you like me to turn this round?
That's what you
Just
can.
so-
Oh yeah, let's turn the mic on. Yeah.
I'll turn it round again.
Hello.
Yeah. It's very fast moving. It's very hard to do a trailer breakdown. There's things from all the stories. There's elements that we've known and not known. Monsters old and new, hinted at in the trailer.
Yeah.
New characters, new settings. It all looks very new, doesn't it?
It does, definitely.
And
yeah.
I love it when we get a trailer because it gets to show off some of the things that are coming. And I was very excited when I watched this trailer.
Yeah. No, it definitely is. It's a really well done one, and it definitely gets you excited. There's a little bit of stuff that comes up on it, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yeah.
And it made me think, I wish that hadn't been announced a
Yeah.
few days ago, because it would have made it really, really exciting.
It's a shame it was leaked, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it definitely was. Do you want to run through it a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you stop texting?
No, I was looking something up.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, trailer starts with Nardo looking through some rocks.
Yep.
Interesting clip.
Yeah, what do you reckon that means then?
It's a very weird clip. We don't know what episode this could be from. Could be from any episode of the series. I don't know whether it relates to the next clip of a pyramid, which we know could be from episode 7, which is written by Peter Harness.
Yeah. Yeah. What do we know about that one?
well, we'll talk a bit about our theories on that one
Okay.
later on
Yep.
from
Okay.
this trailer.
Yep.
Then we got on to a sandy landscape, which we know is episode 2, which rumoured title is Smile.
Right.
And it's written by Frank Cottrell Boyce, who penned In the Forest of the Night.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, we'll talk about the things in that episode later on. Then we have a spaceship. We're not really sure, but we see this a few times. We're not really sure who this belongs to and what episode it's from. It could be from episode 1 or episode 5,
Okay.
possibly.
Yeah.
Then Bill outside, and then the Doctor sort of opens the TARDIS, meaning for her to come in episode 1, which is very similar to the clip from the 11th hour when Amy comes into the TARDIS.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do you think this is when Bill's introduced?
I would think so.
Yes.
I would think so because she's got that amazement when she comes in, isn't she?
Yes.
Do you remember the line?
Yeah. So then they go inside the TARDIS,
Yeah.
and the Doctor said, no, Bill says, it's like a, and then the Doctor says, spaceship, and then Bill goes, kitchen.
Yeah.
Which we also saw this clip in the Christmas trailer that we got.
Yeah.
Then we've got the emoji robot footage.
Yes. For better or for worse. Still not
Yes.
100% sure on whether I like the idea of the emoji robots.
Yeah, they're very interesting, aren't they? The dark sort of side of them, because they're meant to be
Yeah.
reducing their victims to skeletons, I think.
Okay. I wonder whether, I mean, have we got a similar sort of characteristic to what we saw last week when we watched The Beast Below?
Yeah, I
the other
think
week
so.
With the Smilers.
They look a bit like them.
Hmm.
They remind me of them.
Hmm.
Another typical episode 2, would you say?
Yeah, it has that feel about it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but who knows?
Arriving on Mars later on, the Doctor announces they're on Mars, which is from the Ice Warrior episode 9, written by Mark Gatiss.
Do we know that for a fact, or are we just assuming that's the case because of the Ice Warrior link?
We're assuming it's the case, I
Okay.
think.
You were saying to me earlier on that we'd never before seen the Ice Warriors on Mars.
No, we haven't.
So that'd be interesting, won't it?
Yeah.
We're actually seeing them on their home planet.
And Mark Gatiss did say last in an interview that he wanted to do an Ice Warrior story on Mars. So
Yeah.
it is very, very likely that it is the Ice Warrior one.
Yeah.
Then we go to 1814.
Yep.
Which is the Victorian episode 3, written by Sarah Dollard.
Yep. Okay. Which is one of the ones I'm really looking forward for because
Me too.
I always really like the old Victorian sort of
Yeah.
style ones.
The costumes are brilliant of the Doctor and Bill in that one. Don't know whether Nardo's involved in that one.
Yeah.
Don't know whether he's going to get in Victorian gear.
Yeah. Do we know? Is he in every single episode?
We don't know really.
Okay.
I'm sure.
We just know that he's in the whole series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
okay.
know he's in the finale. We know he's in episode 1.
Yeah.
We know he's in episode 10.
Yeah.
You know, a few episodes. We know he's in episode 5. You know,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of episodes which we've seen him in. Then we cut to historical peasants of some sort.
Okay.
And this is from the Eaters of Light, or we presume it is, which is episode 10 by Rona Monroe.
They have a sort of leper-like look to me.
Yeah,
Difficult to know too
going
much.
back
don't
to
we?
Terminus maybe.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Um,
I forgot we'd done lepers before.
yeah,
What about Terminus?
we have. But yeah, that looks quite interesting. And the Doctor said, no, Nardole says in the clip, "This is nice" or something. Then we go back to a clip of the spacecraft. Then we cut to a clip of a large eye, which we presume is from episode 3,
Which is?
the Victorian episode.
Okay.
Or Thin Ice, as we've got a rumoured title for.
So what do we know about this episode?
We know it's a Victorian one. We know it's written by Face the Raven, writer Sarah Dollard. We know it's got a creature under the Thames.
Okay.
And there's going to be some great Victorian gear.
Okay.
I would be quite happy to see. I think it's unlikely now, but because we haven't had an announcement. But I think it would be good to see the return of the Paternoster gang in this episode, the Victorian one.
Yeah.
I don't think we will now, but
No, maybe not. I was just wondering whether this creature under the Thames is a Merker.
the Merker are back.
The Merker's back. That's what we want to see. Of all the monsters we want to see back, the Merker has to be near the top of the list, surely.
Okay, then the Doctor says... no, Nardole says... I keep getting those two confused today. This is naughty. And that's from episode 1. Then there's a clip of the Dalek from A Star in Her Eye, or the pilot, or whatever we're going to call it. Then we've got Heather, who's possessed by the killer puddles. Says exterminate, and she's on the Dalek ship, which means that the killer puddles and the Daleks have some sort of relation, or they'll be at some sort of battle, either one of them.
Do you know what it could actually be? Just throwing this out there, maybe they take on the personality. So maybe the killer puddle, for want of a better phrase, has already sucked in a Dalek.
Maybe, yeah.
And therefore got the Daleks' mannerisms and now adds to it with this woman.
Maybe that's how the Daleks come into it, because we don't know how the Daleks come into it yet, really.
Yeah.
We know they're in the first episode, and we think there may be a Mavelian war, or fans speculate that. Don't know whether that's going to be true.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting. That was based on the... Was that the first trailer?
Yeah, the Return of Doctor Mysterio trailer.
Yeah.
Then we have some sort of bright light, which we presume could be from episode 2. Then we have some explosions.
Yep. Can be some explosions.
Then we have some clips of the Truth Monks.
I like the look of these guys.
Yeah, which are from episode 8, written by Toby Whitehouse. They do look very cool, these Truth Monk creatures.
And we like Toby Whitehouse.
Yeah, we do. He's a good writer.
Yeah.
Then we go to David Suchet, who's playing the landlord in episode 4, The Haunted Hub or Knock Knock by Mike Bartlett.
So that's the new writer, yeah?
Yes. Then we go to more clips of emoji robots from episode 2.
They're making a lot of these emoji robots, aren't they? I don't know why
there are, yeah. Maybe it's because it's from... There's a lot of clips from episodes 1 and 2, which means that...
Yeah, I guess they're the ones that are probably ready, aren't they? They're probably pretty much done.
Maybe they don't have anything else to really show in the trailer worthy apart from the emoji robots for episode 2.
Well, you said they're still filming, aren't they, at the moment? So therefore there'll be some stuff they definitely can't show yet.
Yeah, there'll be some stuff they can't show, maybe because they haven't edited it yet.
Yeah.
Then we go to some clips of Missy from episode 6 by Stephen Moffat. Then we go to a clip of this cool stone creature.
I like the look of this.
From episode 4.
Yeah. How do we know that's an episode 4 one?
By Matt Bartlett. We know that because it's the David Suchet episode.
Okay.
We just know. Then we see some sort of landscape from episode 7 by Peter Harness.
Yeah.
Which looks very familiar to Truth or Consequences.
Yeah.
From the Zygon invasion and inversion.
And particularly if it's the same writer, I guess there could be some sort of link there, couldn't it?
Yes.
I think there was some sort of unresolved issues, wasn't there, from that episode?
There was, yeah. Oh yeah, Nardo will be in episode 7 as well. He's in that clip. I forgot. Yeah. Then the Doctor says, "Bring it."
Yeah.
That's also from episode 7. Then the TARDIS flies through space.
Yeah.
Then there's more Truth Monk clips.
Yeah.
And the Doctor flies backwards. Then we sort of go into a clip where it's all mentally fast.
Yeah.
The Doctor punches a Victorian gentleman in episode 3. There's some space suits. The Doctor, Bill and Nardole in space suits from episode 5 with presumably by Jamie Matheson. Then we go to a few monster clips.
Yeah.
should I say?
Yep, same. Yeah.
Mondasian Cybermen.
Ooh, talk a bit more about that in a
We'll talk
second.
a bit more about that in a second, from episode 11 by Stephen Moffat.
Yeah.
Then we see a clip of the Ice Queen, we're presuming, or the Ice, or some sort of female Ice Lord or warrior.
Which would make sense, wouldn't it? Because Gattis made some sort of
Yes.
comment about it being Ice Warrior, something we've not seen before, didn't he?
Yes, and that would be from episode 9. Then Nardole with Sonic. Looks a bit like the John Pertwee Sonic. Then more clips of Missy. Then the Doctor says, "This is the moment you were waiting for since the day you were born."
When did you saying that to?
Um,
So that's the Bill.
yeah, probably. Probably from the first episode.
Probably means there'll be some sort of like super powery thing based around Bill then.
Oh no. Yeah, it did have a clip of her with like blue energy around her.
So she's probably there for a purpose.
Yeah. TARDIS zooms by then, and then it ends with a clip from the Time for Heroes trailer.
Okay. Okay, so what are the things that excite you most about that trailer?
Mondasian Cybermen,
Okay.
Ice Warriors,
Yeah.
Bill introduced, Killer Puzzles.
I'm loving the look of these monks, truth monks.
Oh yeah, they
and
look really
that
cool.
weird, probably I think he said from the same episode. No, it wasn't. It was a different episode. The sort of the other woodeny sort of creature thing.
Oh yeah,
gargoyles,
episode 4.
I think.
Yeah, all of the monsters look really cool.
They do actually. Don't
Old
they?
and new.
Yeah.
I think we've got a really good array of monsters this year.
Yeah.
I think about half of them are ones seen before, and about half of them aren't. So
And we're thinking that Missy, we're going to see over three
yeah,
episodes.
we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to see more Missy than usual this series.
Yeah, interesting.
Because it's probably going to be our final series.
Yeah, have we heard that from anyone, or are we just surmising?
No, we're just assuming that because Chris Chibnall.
Yeah.
So, very action-packed trailer.
Yep.
We hope it's not leaked for much longer. We hope the BBC actually release it, because then we don't have to talk about it in the shadows anymore.
I wonder whether actually it's due to be released at time of recording this, because you've got the FA Cup and the rugby on today. So
When's the FA Cup?
at some point today,
Oh.
today and tomorrow.
Oh yeah, maybe it will be then. Because
So
I think
sometimes they do use that, but the rugby is probably the bigger game, because I think from memory, I don't really watch rugby, but I've got a feeling it's an England-Scotland
it
game.
is, yeah.
So that's probably the more likely time for when they'll show it.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll...
And I bet you if they do, I bet you what they'll say is if England are winning, they'll make some comment about England winning and it being a time for heroes, and then show the advert. And if they're losing, they'll say they're going to really need to be heroes to get back into this game. And we need to be able to get back into this game. We need to be a time for heroes. Cue Doctor Who trailer.
Yeah. Well,
Commonly introduced by Gary Lineker or whoever does it for the rugby.
yeah, it's a shame to hide this because it's such a good trailer. So
Yeah.
hopefully it'll be released properly soon.
I'm sure it will be, yeah.
Should we go on to some other news then?
Yeah, let's crack on with it. Good stuff though. It's good to see that trailer coming out, even if it's not officially out.
Yeah, and it's really exciting to see some more clips from the new series.
Yeah.
So, more exciting news now. The original Mondasian Cybermen are returning to Doctor Who
Dun, dun,
for the
dun.
Series 10 finale. Very exciting, because the Mondasian Cybermen first appeared in the 10th Planet, which were the Cybermen's first story. So they was the Cybermen's first design, if you were unfamiliar, the one with the human hands with the cloth face.
Yeah.
And are Peter Capaldi's favourite foe.
Yeah. And itself it's good, isn't it? Because this will be, presumably, unless something strange happens, this will be his penultimate story.
Yeah.
So his last one, other than the Christmas special.
Yes, it will be.
Fantastic.
Wow. So, the Mondasian Cybermen, Peter Capaldi's long-time favourite foe, will return in episodes 11 and 12 of the series, alongside Capaldi as the Doctor, Paul McKee as Bill Potts, Matt Lucas as Nardo, and Michelle Gomez as Missy. The episodes, written by Stephen Moffat and directed by Rachel Talalay, are now filming in Cardiff.
Fantastic.
So got a lot of detail in there about the finale. One then, Mondasian Cybermen and the Cybermen are returning.
Yeah. So we're thinking that it's not just the Mondasian one, that's the one that everyone's making a big deal about because...
Yeah, because obviously we haven't seen them.
Yeah.
We've only seen them once.
And probably also because they are the Capaldi favourite.
Mm.
But by the sounds of it, we're seeing a range of different Cybermen. Does that sound right?
From set pictures, we seem to have the Cybermen from the parallel universe. We seem to have the newer Cybermen from like Nightmare in Silver and Darkwater. And there's rumours we could have the Tom Baker Cybermen from Revenge of the Cybermen back.
Brilliant.
Which
Sounds
would
great,
be brilliant.
Yeah.
We've got a new picture released of, as well as the picture in the trailer.
Yeah.
We have a picture of the Doctor in a corridor facing the Mondasian Cybermen. Who are coming from all around him. They look so cool and they look so great. They look so much like the original copies.
So if you were going to put your money where your mouth is, do you think they're going to play a key part in this story, or do you think they're just a bit of fan service where we'll see a couple of seconds of them?
It's a Stephen Moffat episode, so the latter. But I would really like it to be a full... I'm sure it will be at least in one part there'll be a major part of it. I bet in episode 11 or towards the second half of episode 11 there'll be a major part of the episode, and then in the second half of the finale, first half of the episode 12 there'll be a major part, and then it goes on to character development and stuff.
Yeah.
Focusing.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sounds good. Other things we learnt from that: Michelle Gomez is going to be in the series 3 times.
Yeah. At least.
She'll be appearing in episode 6, and the 2-part finale, episodes 11 and 12, all written by Stephen Moffat.
What's your gut feel? Do you think this will be the last we'll see of her as Missy?
I feel so. I feel she'll be in the Christmas special, like you think.
Yeah.
It would be very good to see her then. She has been, I would say, the main villain of the Capaldi era, the definitive villain.
Yeah.
The definitive threat.
Just as the Weeping Angels were for the 11th.
Matt Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would like to see her in the Christmas special, but it's great to have her back. Obviously, she did have some relation to the Cybermen in Darkwater, Death in Heaven. And it's going to be quite interesting to see how they bring back the Mondasian Cybermen.
It will, yeah.
And whether they use them correctly.
Whether we're going to get a sort of like a Genesis type story. I think it's probably, if there's a lot of different sorts of Cybermen in it, chances are it's going to be more... Well, it wouldn't be a Genesis one, but it would probably be something more like what they did with Apocalypse. Not Apocalypse.
Asylum.
Asylum of the Daleks, yeah.
Yes.
Apocalypse of the Daleks. Good episode title.
Yeah, we could have that next series. Other news then in that news article was that Rachel Talalay will be directing.
Yeah.
Rachel directed the last 2 finales superbly.
Yeah,
she directed Darkwater, Death in Heaven, Heaven Sent and Hellbent, all brilliantly directed.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you happy she's returned?
Definitely, yeah. Because I mean, I think regardless of whether people liked Hellbent, and a lot of people didn't, obviously, I don't think anyone can deny that it looked fantastic.
Yeah, I think she is one of the best directors we've had, at least in the... Yeah, she is one of the best directors we've had in Doctor Who. I hope she carries on to direct stories in the Chibnall era.
Yeah, they've got a big sort of movie type look about them, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got sort of annual things now. Now though, it's sort of it was sort of expected because every series of Capaldi's ends with a Rachel Talalay one.
Yeah, no, that's right. So, Any more news on this?
No, not really. Well,
Can I just go briefly back to the previous item when we talked about the trailer?
Yeah.
I was going to pose you a question. Now that you've seen the trailer, is there any change to the episodes within the next series that you're looking forward to the most?
I think my order, least favourite is probably the emoji round.
Yeah.
Favourite is the mondasian cybermen one. I hate to rush it away, but it's always the finale that sounds the best one.
Yeah.
But second most anticipated obviously is the first episode.
Yeah.
When it comes on, obviously I'll be very excited. And third, very closely behind, is the Victorian one.
Yeah.
What's your top three?
Oh, definitely. I think I'd agree with you with the finale.
Yeah.
Second, I like the idea of the. I'm interested to see what Jamie Matheson comes up with.
Yeah, me too. He's doing Oxygen as a rumored title.
Okay, and then I'm also quite intrigued at the Toby Whitehouse one.
Yes.
But
yes.
they all look good. I think.
I think it would probably be. Ooh, I've got a theory now.
Mm-hmm.
Truth or Consequences in episode 7,
Mm-hmm.
Truth Monks in episode 8. Is there some sort of relation?
Oh, that's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, have we finished that?
I think so. Yeah, let's move on to the other news. We've got more news.
Smaller news now, but we're going to be talking about BBC Books.
Okay.
And they've announced in this week new 12th Doctor novels.
Okay.
3 new books starring the Dr. Pearl. It's wrong on this article. The Dr. Bill and Nardo are due to be released on the 20th of April 2017, which is 5 days after the launch of Series 10.
Okay.
So there will be 3 books. Diamond Dogs, written by Mike Tucker.
Okay.
Plague City, written by Jonathan Morris. And The Shining Man, written by Cavan Scott.
Okay. Sounds good.
Mike Tucker, he's quite a regular writer for the books. He worked on his company, the Model Unit, won a BAFTA Craft Award for The Day of the Doctor. He's in a history of the BBC Visual Effects Department, and he's written several original Doctor Who novels for children and young adults. Jonathan Morris is the writer of the official Doctor Who magazine comic strip.
Okay.
Has written 3 Doctor Who novels for BBC Books and numerous audio events with Big Finish Productions and BBC Radio 7. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh.
Then
I didn't know it was a thing either. I didn't know it is.
Cavan Scott has written for such popular series as Star Wars, Vikings, Warhammer 400,000, and of course Doctor Who. He's the writer of Titan Comics' ongoing adventures of the Ninth Doctor and was one of the 2016 World Book Day authors. What one looks the best then?
Oh,
Covers, you can see them at misslouismarine.adventures.weebly.com.
I like the red looking one.
The
middle
Plague
one.
City.
Plague City, yeah.
Yes,
What
it's
do
the
you
only
reckon?
one Nardol's in.
Oh yeah.
My favourite is The Shining Man.
Okay.
It's apparently about some tall creatures which are making people go missing or something.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds interesting.
Details in Dawn,
Mhm.
which we're going to talk about now. Final
Okay.
feature. We do have a Lethbridge Stewart novel, but I'm going to save that till next week.
Okay.
Something to look forward to, unless we have some big news then too.
Unless we start our own Lethbridge Stewart podcast.
Could do. So, Doctor Who magazine 510. The next issue of Doctor Who magazine pays tribute to Sir John Hurt, aka the War Doctor, who passed away in January. David Tennant, David Warner and Louise Jameson are among those who celebrate a career spanning Alien to Z cars alongside Stephen Moffat. Also inside this issue, David Tennant shares warm memories of working with John Hurt on the Day of the Doctor. John Hurt's Big Finish colleagues pay a tribute to him. Nicholas Briggs, Jason Henry, Ellery and David Richardson are talking. Showrunner Stephen Moffat answers readers' burning questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Dawn speaks Comic Relief's co-founder Richard Curtis about his role in 1999's The Curse of Fatal Death and writing 2010's Vincent and the Doctor. Coinciding with the 100th anniversary of Sidney Newman's birth, a feature on how he was frustrated in his attempts to be officially recognised as Doctor Who's creator.
Okay.
What did fans do before the days of home video releases? Before DVD, Blu-ray and digital downloads, Dawn follows the story of preserving off-air copies of Doctor Who. Examining how the visual effects of 1977's The Invisible Enemy were achieved on a minuscule budget. The original master is up to no good in part 3 of brand new comic strip Doorway to Hell. Doctor and his companions lead revolution against a memory-erasing silence in this issue's Time Team Day of the Moon. A chat to the creators of Warp Vorp as they release Volume 3 of their Doctor Who fanzine. Dawn reviews the latest books, audio, DVD, book, audio and DVD releases, and previews all of the latest Doctor Who CD and book releases. Plus, latest news, competitions, the Dawn crossword, and more. Doctor Who magazine is on sale now in all good newsagents, but I'm more excited for next issue because they're previewing Series 10.
Yeah, no, indeed.
Okay.
I'm just, I think it's nice that we've got a nice tribute to John Hurt in there. And
It
looks
is,
like it
yeah.
takes a big focus in it.
It is a
Big
massive
chunk of the magazine.
focus,
Yeah.
in this issue. I've got it at home. Looks very good. I started reading it this morning. Didn't read any of the John Hurt tribute. I just read the comic, the news, the forums, and the Stephen Moffat.
Okay.
He's talking
Sounds
about Stephen Moffat's talking about how he met all of the doctors.
Okay.
That he has met.
Oh, that's quite interesting.
Yes.
Has he met many of them?
He has met 11.
Oh, crumbs.
He has met
Pretty
all
good.
but Patrick Troughton and William Hartnell.
Okay. And obviously, for whatever reasons, unless the time machine is invented, that's the way it was stayed.
Yes. Okay, so thank you for listening to that. We had some interesting news this
We
week.
did, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Hopefully the trailer will be announced officially and released officially
Yeah.
soon. But now we're going to finally go into our main feature, which is our look at the worst 6 episodes of the revived series. So then, after all the exciting gossip about the Series 10 trailer, we have, it's quite a New Who dedicated show this week. It's all New Who stuff.
It's
We
all
haven't
new,
really
yeah.
had a mention of Classic Who.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. I like to do something Classic Who related every week.
Well, I guess we had a little chat about the Mondasian cybermen.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Now that relates to New Who too.
Will do, yeah. That's
So, today we're going to be talking in the 6-episode challenge, the final instalment of the 6-episode challenge.
Ooh.
We will be looking at our worst New Who stories.
Okay, so you might want to just explain the concept of the 6-episode challenge.
So, we've both, me and Dee Cool have written down 6 stories, and when we read them out, they are our 6 worst stories of the new era. We have to challenge each other against each other or for each other to say which ones we think should be in each other's lists that aren't, and then we narrow it down to a top 3 and a bottom 3 and a bottom 1. We've done this with best episodes a few months ago, but now we're doing it with worsts.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
So, our best worsts.
Okay,
basically.
so my 6 then.
Okay.
Fear Her,
Uh-huh.
Love and Monsters,
Yeah.
Sleep No More.
Yeah.
The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
Nightmare in Silver.
Yeah.
And Closing Time.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, mine are. It's more different than I thought it was going to actually.
Really?
Yeah. I know you won't agree with one of them.
Oh, I know which one.
But I'm going to run with it anyway. Okay, so Fear Her, Nightmare in Silver, Curse of the Black Spot, Dinosaurs on the Spaceship, Sleep No More, and Journey's End.
Yeah, I know which one I don't agree with.
So you won't agree with Journey's End.
No.
Do you want, before we start challenging each other, do you want to talk a little bit about why you've selected each of these?
Yeah. Fear Her is a god-awful episode. I'd be happy if it gets to the worst episode of New Who, because nobody likes it.
I do think, actually, just interrupting you very, very quickly, a good article to do at some point or other would, and maybe it would be a 6-episode challenge type thing, but when we decide on 6 episodes that we wish we could swap with missing episodes.
Yeah, that'd be good. But we'd have to do that after Series 10, because at the moment I've got a schedule of everything to do up to London Film and Comic Con at the end of July. So we'll have to do it at August onwards, which seems like quite a long way away.
Yeah.
Then I've got Love and Monsters, which is better than Fear Her. It is very... it doesn't feel like Doctor Who. It's okay. It's not too bad. It is very cringy though, and I know you won't like it when you watch it, Deacle.
I've not seen it, so...
Okay, no, I know you won't like it. It's quite enjoyable though. Then Sleep No More, another terrible episode. It's just trying to do something experimental, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
But it fails. It has a rubbish guest cast, rubbish monsters, most of it's rubbish. Sorry, Mark Gatiss. Rubbish writing, and the rubbish guest stars thing isn't their fault. It's just that they're terribly written.
Yeah, I mean, his his colleague from League of Gentlemen, I've got his name now, the guy that was the main baddie.
Reece Shearsmith.
He's good in it.
Yeah, he's good.
But he's the only character really that's very strong.
Yeah, he's the best bit about it,
Yeah.
I would say. However, there are some funny bits in it. Then A Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe is the worst Christmas special. It's okay. It's bearable. I've just put it in there because it's a bit silly. I know it's a Christmas special, but it's not really that good. Nightmare in Silver then. Just one of the weaker Cybermen stories.
Yeah.
And Closing Time goes to the same. Another really weak Cyberman story, which is a shame. But there are bits of Nightmare in Silver that I like. So,
okay. So, if I do the same, Fear Her, just because it's rubbish, it's just I just found it quite an embarrassing episode to watch. I hated all the Olympic stuff. It was corny.
Yeah.
I hate the bit. Other people might like it, but I hate the bit when you see the Doctor running with the torch.
Yes.
I hate that bit.
Yeah, I know.
Nightmare in Silver. I think part of it was because I was so disappointed with this episode.
It was very disappointing.
From the trailer, it looked like it was going to be really good. I'm
And
always excited to get the Cybermen coming back. It started off really, really brilliant, and there are good bits in it, but I really dislike the whole chess bit.
Yeah, and I mean the Cybermen are much better done in Dark Water, Death and Heaven, I believe.
But they're really underplayed, aren't they? In this
Yeah.
one, they introduce all these great, cool new powers to them, and you never really see anything.
I hope this one, the Mondasian Cyberman one, will be not a letdown like this one.
Yeah. My next one after that is Curse of the Black Spot, because when we watched it the other week, it was rubbish.
Yeah.
Far more rubbish than I remember.
It's in my backup list.
Dinosaur on a Spaceship. There are bits I like about Dinosaur on a Spaceship, but again, I don't really like the supporting cast in it very much. And it's just very, very throwaway. Sleep No More, I agree completely with what you said earlier on. It's a good concept, but it just failed. It was just very difficult to watch. I think it was very jarring on the brain. There are some really good bits about it. There's some very funny lines in it, as you said, but it just doesn't really work as well as you'd hope it to work.
Yeah.
And Journey's End, I know you won't agree with me.
No, most of the fandom won't agree with you because it's ridiculous. It doesn't go in this place. It's it's much better than you say.
It's because I hate that ending so much. I really hate
I
the
don't
ending.
like the Dr. Don thing.
Yeah.
But it's a very good sum up of the RTD era. And the Dave Tennant era. It's great to see all of the people unite. It is quite OTT.
I hate it. I really hate that bit.
What?
It's one of my least favourite moments of Who.
What bit?
That ending, the Dr. Donna bit.
No, I don't mean that. I mean the whole thing of the whole crew uniting.
Okay, yeah.
You know, it's quite.
That's
good
why
to see.
I haven't included Stolen Earth. I've only included Journey's End.
Yes.
You know, just because of that end sequence, and it belittles Davros as well.
It does, yeah. He is done much better in Magician's Apprentice.
Yeah. What is quite interesting, looking through that, is of those 6, 4 out of my 6 are Stephen Moffat ones.
Okay, there are more bad episodes in Stephen Moffat's than RTD's, but
Yeah.
there are more meh episodes. There are more good episodes in Stephen Moffat's
Yeah.
than RTD's. So, can I challenge you then?
Mhm.
I'm going to challenge you with Rings of Akaten.
Oh, yeah, Rings of Akatan. I forgot about that one actually. Rings of Akatan. I don't mind Rings of Akatan.
Okay.
I don't
It's
mind
on my
it.
backup list.
There's bits of it I really like, and I don't dislike the bits I dislike enough to be able to knock Journey's End's horrible ending out.
Oh.
It's probably better than Journey's End. Sorry, I got the wrong one. Journey's End is probably better than Rings of Akatan.
It is, yeah.
But we're talking here about my worst, and there's just something about that end sequence that just jars me.
Okay. Any you want to challenge me on?
Yeah, I've got 2 on my challenge list for
Okay.
you.
I've also got one to challenge you with afterwards, which I don't think will succeed to get in.
Okay, right. Well, first of all, I'm going to challenge you. Can I just see your list again so I can? Or can you quickly read out your top 6?
Fear Her, Love and Monsters, Sleep No More, The Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe, Nightmare in Silver, Closing Time.
Okay, I'm going to challenge you for Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe.
I've got that. Oh no,
Yeah,
sorry.
no, I'm going to say
yeah.
I don't think that deserves to be in there, judging on what you've spoken about before, ahead of In the Forest of the Night.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
reckon you dislike In the Forest of the Night more.
I do. I don't
because it's
like.
got children in it. I know.
I don't. I'm a
With
child.
the
I'm a
wardrobe.
child, but I hate children in.
Mm.
I know it's great, but I don't like children in Doctor Who because usually they're not very good in it.
Yeah.
No offense to all of the child. We've really been destroying all. of the-
Childophobic.
We've really been we've sort of criticised Mark Gatiss, then we criticised the
Yeah.
child. It were less than a normal Doctor Who podcast.
It's
Now we've criticised podcasts.
it's the nature of the critique in the podcast.
Yes,
So I reckon In the Forest of the Night deserves to be in yours more.
it does. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I am going to say I know this definitely won't get in there. But Gridlock.
Gridlock's meh, I would say.
Yeah.
The only one of mine that I'd be willing to. The one that's sort of teetering on the edge for me is Dinosaur on a Spaceship.
Yeah, that's in my backup.
Just because it's not brilliant, but there are enjoyable moments in
Okay.
it. The other one that potentially could knock it out of mine, and hasn't quite, I don't think, but I'm going to throw it to you as a challenge,
Yeah.
is the Sontaran Stratagem
Okay.
double header, which is just quite weak, I think.
Yeah, it's not that bad to get. It's a meh episode. It's not that bad to get into the bottom. So,
aside from that, my other challenges for you were closing time.
Yeah.
And I'd written Love and Monsters, even though I've not seen it.
Yeah. Night Terrors. Would you give that up?
No, because up until the towards the end, I actually quite like Night Terrors.
Yeah.
I like the concept of it.
The ending lets it down.
Yeah.
A bit like Hyde.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Um,
I'm going to keep mine. I'm not gonna swap them. I don't think.
Okay, I've swapped the Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe within the Forest of the Night. One really long episode title replaced with another really long episode title. So let's go to a bottom three each, and then we'll agree on a bottom one.
Okay, what's your bottom three?
I'm going to say Fear Her.
Yep.
I'm going to say Love and Monsters.
Mhm.
And I'm going to say Sleep No More.
Okay, well I agree with you on two of them.
Yeah.
Fear Her and Sleep No More are in mine. Obviously, I've not seen Love and Monsters, so my third one is Nightmare in Silver.
Ah, good you didn't choose the Journey's End.
No, it would either been Nightmare in Silver or Curse of the Black Spot.
Yeah. I don't like Curse of the Black Spot.
No.
So our number one, I think I know what it is. Should we say it together?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Fear Her.
No, joking. Fear Her.
Her.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. So we're going to settle on that, are we?
Yeah.
So Journey's End is the worst New Who story.
No, Fear Her. Is the worst.
Sorry, that was me getting confused there. Fear Her is the worst one, apart from in my head, where it's Journey's End. Yeah. Don't like it. Don't like it.
Fear Her's worse. Okay,
And the
so
voice of Nardole.
yes, we'll be updating the 6-episode challenge actually a little bit after series 10. I know.
When we discover that 6 of the worst episodes of all time are actually in series 10.
Where we will update it with the episodes like Emoji Robots. Hopefully, some will get into the top 6 best.
Mhm.
Not hopefully, some will get into the top 6 worst. But if we think all of them are meh and none of them are enough to get into the top 6 or bottom 6, then we won't do it. But we will do both lists on the same episode if there is enough, because there'll only be a few episodes which knock out others.
Okay.
Talk about why when that comes to it, but we won't rush that time away because series 10's coming in 5 weeks. But series 10 aside, we're going back to series 6 now in our Matt Smith trend, where we're going back to the 2011 two-parter, The Rebel Flesh and The Almost People. So then, welcome back. We are going to the final proper section of the show, be talking in a review about the story which the randomizer picked up for us last week, which is a two-parter from 2011, series 6, which is The Rebel Flesh is part 1 and The Almost People is part 2. This is starring Matt Smith as the Doctor. Would you like to give me a little synopsis and all of the viewers a little synopsis, please, Deco?
Okay, we'll do. So the TARDIS gets caught up in this sort of solar tsunami thing, and it appears on Earth in the future. They find themselves on this remote island, and within that there's a former castle. It looks like it's either a castle or a monastery, which has been used as a factory, and it's pumping this sort of acid into the mainland. What they find out is that because the acid is so harmful, and obviously over the years, the crew, the people that have been sort of the contractors that are carrying out this factory work, had discovered that there was too many of them dying. So they start creating this self sort of creating fluid, which is called the flesh, which provides a sort of doppelganger of themselves. And therefore these sort of creatures are called gangers. And so basically what a ganger is like an exact duplicate of yourself, that has all of the memories and everything that you have, and has all your memories, looks exactly like you.
Yeah.
But they're obviously disposable because they're not the actual real things, which is a really great and creepy sort of concept. What we basically have is the Doctor becomes aware that this sort of solar strike is likely to hit the factory, and he's trying to persuade them to actually leave. They refuse to leave. We get the solar strike, and for whatever reason, as a result of it, there's a sort of like a direct hit on the factory, and it impacts on the remaining gangers. So everybody's sort of knocked out by the electrical strike. They find no sign of the gangers, but when they go back into the main sort of part of the building, they find all their own belongings have either been sort of stolen or gone through, and they realise that they've been sort of knocked out for some time. And the gangers seem to have actually become aware of the fact that they're likely to be destroyed by the main crew, and therefore decide that it's a bit of a sort of fight for survival.
Yes.
They need to actually take out all of the human originators. So does that give you enough?
Yes, it does.
In the background to this as well, we've also got the story that going on where the Doctor has identified that Amy seems to be pregnant.
Yes, and we'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah. So spoilers plenty for anyone that hasn't.
Yes, because there is a
seen
bit
this.
of a cliffhanger for
Yeah.
the almost people.
What's your basic thoughts?
I like this one. I think it's a very underrated story, and it's possibly the most underrated story of all time.
It's only one of them, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
not very highly rated when you look at the Dawn poll at all.
And it's just, and fans. I mean, there's a few hints of bad writing, and I know it is written by the same guy who wrote Fear Her, which is a bad sign. But it's much of an improvement to Fear Her.
Yeah. The gangers themselves are a great concept.
They are, yeah, and they look quite cool with the
Yeah.
sort of veins.
And it makes you think a little bit about the rights and wrongs of cloning yourself.
Yeah, it does.
And I don't know, it's a weird. The whole idea that you send out this complete 100% replica of yourself
Yeah,
to
it's
do
very
all these
weird.
horrible tasks, and you're not affected by the fact that you're actually bumping them off.
Yeah.
So it's like killing yourself really and watching it.
Yeah, it's very, very weird.
Yeah, and they look great, don't they? Because
They look
they're struggling throughout the episode. The gangers, certainly after the point when the electrical strike hits, but they can't hold their own form that well.
No.
So occasionally they start looking a little bit rubbery, gooey sort of thing.
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is a very good concept and very good idea.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is a very underrated one. Matt Smith's good in it.
Yeah. So good. He's in it twice.
Yeah. All people in this technically are gangers apart from Rory.
Yeah.
So, and as I said earlier on, it's the only story where no one really dies.
Yeah.
But most people actually do.
Yeah, that's right. It reminds me in many respects. It's quite a similar concept to what we saw in Under the Lake Before the Flood.
It's just done better.
Yeah, as in that latter one, it's done better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Under the Lake's done better.
Yeah, no, Under the Lake's done much
But
better.
there's a similar sort of concept there, isn't there? We get a duplicated Doctor. We've got everybody trying to survive.
Base under siege.
Yeah, and we've got sort of former members of the crew.
Yeah, unescapable.
Yeah. So it's a similar sort of one.
Yeah.
Can I, before we go, let's do the usual too good, too bad.
Yes.
Because we can probably then expand upon that with further thoughts. But if I was to ask you we want 2 good things about this episode, probably one from each of us.
Okay. The gangers.
Yeah.
They're such a great concept and
Yeah.
idea. I love them.
Yeah.
They're great villains or monsters. And it's one of the rare occasions where the Doctor Who villains aren't all bad.
Yeah,
Really.
that's right. They look brilliant, I think.
They do.
And
yeah.
I do love that concept. I think my good would probably be the location. Actually, I mean, we went to not all of it's filmed at Cardiff Castle, but big chunks of it are, and we went there, and it was nice to be able to see that. But it's very, very atmospheric, I think.
Yeah, it's a very good location to film from Cardiff Castle. Yeah. It looks very good.
It's a bit of a toss-up for me whether I go for that or whether I go for the cliffhanger, because very big spoiler alert here.
Yes.
But what we discover, and it hints it through the episode, and I'd never noticed it when I watched it the first time.
No, neither did I forgot, because we didn't know it was coming.
Yeah, but towards the end of the episode, the Doctor has worked out that actually Amy isn't really Amy, that she is a ganger.
Yeah, and she had been since Impossible Astronaut when she announced she was pregnant.
And that was the reason he took them there initially anyway,
Yeah.
was because he had his suspicions and he needed to try and work it out.
Yeah.
So I really like that. I thought the actual ending when he blasts Amy and she turns into goo, and then Amy then sort of like wakes up and she's in that hospital giving birth.
Yeah.
I really love that. It's a really exciting sort of climax before the big finale of the first half of that season.
It is, yeah.
So maybe that actually just tops the scenery.
Maybe it does, yeah.
So I think I'll have that as my good. So too bad.
I think there are some silly moments in this story that could have been improved on.
Yeah.
And obviously, it is written by Fear Her writer Matthew Graham. It is hard to tell that kind of because it's not as bad. But it was pleasantly surprising to see a better story from him.
I think my bad. It's along similar themes, but I think there are times where it tries to use elements of horror film type thing, like in the first part when Jennifer, one of the gangers, Jennifer, her neck grows really, really long and comes out, and it just seems a little bit, look what we can do, woo!
Yeah, I know.
And it didn't actually need that because the whole concept of the gangers was probably scary enough in itself. It works better in the second half where you have the bit where the jaw drops down.
Yeah.
Which is again a little bit stereotypical horror, but I preferred that.
Yeah, that is better.
What do you make of the supporting cast in this one?
I think they're quite good.
Yeah.
I find Jennifer a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Her voice is a bit annoying.
Yeah, it can be a little bit. I like the guy with the son, and I think that
me too.
you get the real moral dilemma there around the fact that the guy is talking about his son and the ganger's talking about his son. They both got the same memories of their son growing up. So who loves him more?
He also plays the ganger in he also plays the 11 in Big Finish, Doom Coalition.
Oh, does he?
The one with 11 different incarnations at once.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I really like that bit though, because that whole concept of the original guy is there sort of saying you're not even real. How can you love him? But he loves him just as much because all he's got is exactly the same memories.
Yeah.
So although he's physically not ever met him, he believes he has. And I find that quite unnerving, yet cool concept.
There could be another ganger of you who knows me.
There could be,
memories of me.
That's right. There could be, yeah.
Okay. Should I move on to scores, or is there anything else you'd like to say?
I was just trying to work out what if I am a ganger, I want to know what my real self is doing now. Is he doing a podcast on something else?
Yeah.
Maybe he is.
What do you think's better, part 1 or 2?
That's a difficult one actually. There's not much between them actually. I think
there isn't.
They're quite consistent. I seem to remember the first part being better than the second part, but watching them back to back, well not back to back, but watching them within the same week, I'd say they're probably about the same.
Yeah, they probably are.
Yeah.
Maybe part 2 slightly better.
Maybe.
Okay. Poll results.
Yes.
On Twitter.
So you posed the question to people. What did they think of it?
So yeah, I asked, what did you? Wait, this is last week's. You didn't tweet the. Oh wait, no, you did.
Yeah, I tweeted it.
So. Wait. Okay. Okay. So.
I'll do it from the bottom, but as in from the.
By the way, 0% voted fantastic, but 12% said it was terrible, 25% said it was alright, and 63% said it was good, which includes me and Deagle.
Yeah. So it's not a classic by the sounds of it.
No.
Because nobody thought it was a classic, but most people thought it was good, which actually in itself contradicts a little bit the low placement that we saw for this episode.
Yeah.
In the Dawn poll.
Yeah, but Paradise Tower's got mostly good. So.
Yeah.
But
which was wrong, folks. It was wrong, listeners. Sorry.
Okay. Should we do our scores?
We should do, yeah.
So, monsters and villains.
I really like the gangers. I love the concept
Yeah.
of them. I'm going to give them an 8.
Character development.
Really good. Actually, again, very strong because you get the whole thing building with the Doctor learning about Amy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it an 8 again for that.
Excitement.
I think the score's going to come out higher than I think the episode is, although I really like the episode. I'd probably give it an 8 for excitement.
Pace.
8 is really good pace.
And story.
I'll probably give it a 7 for story. Just because I like the story,
Yeah.
but
13, yeah.
it's not a really big story.
No. 39 out of 50.
Okay.
What would you give it as an overall episode out of 10? You can give decimals on this one.
I would probably give it about a 7.8.
Okay. Give it a 7.5.
Okay.
Right.
So that probably takes us to rounded up our thoughts on the Rebel Flesh, the Almost People. What are we going to be watching next week?
Well, let's find out. We've got the magic randomizer in front of us.
Got the what?
The magic randomizer.
I wanted to get you to go randomizer again.
Randomizer. It's wrong thing. It's an Excel spreadsheet with every episode of Doctor Who on it. We press it and it tells us what episode we'll be watching next week. Fingers crossed it's not a bad one.
Okay. So let's do it. Let's press the magic randomizer. Ace. What do we have?
No.
So it came up with one which isn't available. So the Smugglers, which is presumably deleted one, is it?
Yes.
It then came up with, which is quite apt because of the discussion we had
quite
earlier.
coincidental. Love and Monsters,
No.
guys. Love and Monsters.
Ah.
Quite looking forward to watching that with you, actually.
Are you?
Yeah.
So on the basis that you told me that I'm going to hate it, I'm not looking forward for it. I will now be dreading next Saturday.
But it is a Dr. Light episode.
Yeah.
Tennant isn't in it much.
Okay. Who's the companion?
Rose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad. I was hoping you were going to say it's Dr.
No.
Light and we had Donna in as the main character.
No, Rose isn't the main character. It's just these people we've never met before.
Oh, okay.
Who are fans of the Doctor.
Okay.
Peter Kay's in it. So.
I remember Pete Kay being in it, and it had the monster that was designed by people on Blue Peter or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, Absolverlock,
Yeah.
So, Love and Monsters, I'll look forward to watching that with you, because I want to see if you think it's as bad as most people.
Okay, well, what do we have on next week's show generally then?
Well, it's episode 203, and we are going to be seeing the return of Monster Analogy, as it is, after episode 200, we've sort of been returning some features, and Monster Analogy next week, we're going to be looking at some of the most memorable classic Who monsters, and we're going to be talking about them, and memorable moments and episodes starring them.
Okay. Lewis will be watching Love and Monsters.
We will be talking the latest news or views.
And we'll be pressing the magic randomizer.
Right, so, contacts then. You can contact us at Twitter at drwho, time as in N space, where you can tell us anything Doctor Who related. You could ask us any questions. You could tell us about your worst New Who episodes, classic Who monsters, Rebel Flesh Almost People, or the new Series 10 trailer, Love and Monsters, anything you would like to talk to us about to do with this show or to do with Doctor Who related. Then other geeky related things you could ask.
Yeah, my own one is Mark with C, so it's Mark Freak Geek. And yeah, I'd like to hear from you as well. Drop us a note.
Okay, we're also at Missless Moon on YouTube, Podomatic, Doctor Who Time and Space on iTunes, and Doctor Who Podcast Alliance at Doctor Who Time and Space 2. We will see you next time, same time.
Same space.
Goodbye!